Hey y'all, and welcome back to another video. This week I thought we'd do something a little bit more fun, a little bit different than just a typical sit down video. So I'm gonna be doing 24-hour reading challenge, but from a perspective of someone who works a typical 9 to 5 and can't just read whenever the heck they want or for 24 hours literally straight. So it should be a little bit more realistic for any of my other working besties out there, what it actually looks like to read for 24 hours during the week that you work. Like, when are you reading? How can you actually read that much? Can you read 24 hours in 1 week? I'm curious just as much as you are how quickly I'll be able to read in 24 hours while I'm still working. And I'm not making this any different than my typical week. Like, I'm not going to be reading crazy amount of hours that I don't normally read. I'm going to read like I usually do in a week and see how long it takes me to read 24 hours. So I actually started this morning before I got ready, and I'm already at 23 hours. I'm counting down, so I'm already at 23 hours 23 minutes and 31 seconds. So I've already read for quite a long time, and you'll kind of see my morning routine in the next scene. So, here's a hack. If you want to read more books, but you don't have a lot of time because you work full-time, I love to listen to audiobooks. Now, I'm a very focused kind of gal, so I don't typically listen to them while I'm working because I cannot multitask for the life of me. If that's you, well, you can crank through a lot of books. But for my job, I really need to be able to focus and all that stuff. So I'm gonna try to find an audiobook. I love listening to audiobooks while I get ready, while I do the dishes, while I'm cooking, like those kind of items that I'm doing, especially right after work or before work. It's just a way to dive into a story and escape a little bit without fully having to be present when you're physically reading. Don't get me wrong, I still physically read every day, which you saw earlier. I love physical reading, and that will always be my preferred type of reading, because sometimes I freaking hate audiobooks. Honestly, when it's anything fictional, because they're using multiple voices for different characters, even though it's the one person narrating. And I don't know why, but that drives me bonkers. I think it's so annoying. I think it makes the story seem cheesy, even though it's not. I don't know. I hate it so much. I don't want someone acting while they're reading a book. Just read a book, you know? Read a book normally. I don't want to hear your acting version of a male's voice when you're a female. Just read it, you know? So I typically like to listen to nonfiction, but it's so hard to find good nonfictions. I finished a good memoir by Jeanette McCurdy, I don't know, but y'all know what it is. It's the Glad My Mom Died. That one was a great book and highly recommend that one, but a lot of trigger warnings. But it's really hard to find good memoirs. I think some of them can be very depressing, a lot of the cases, and I don't want to feel sad before I'm working or after work. So this is the tricky part. I like listening to audiobooks. I don't like when they read them in character form, and I don't want to be depressed by a depressing memoir. So if you have any recommendations of good nonfictions that are not preachy or depressing, let a girl know, because I'm super intrigued. I love when someone's telling their story That's the kind of memoirs I enjoy. Or if you know any like fictional books that are read in a way that isn't annoying, let me know. I'm just looking through here trying to find one that isn't on, like, is available. And what I use actually is, it's an app called CL. Wait, what's the actual name of it? Cloud Library. So I use Cloud Library, and you just hook up your library card to it. So it means any book I want to listen to is free, just provided by my library, which is awesome because you can literally just like listen to free. It's so much better than any other, I don't know. I haven't really tried any other ones, but free audiobooks, I'm a sucker. You can also get your regular library books through this app, but you like obviously have to pick them up. But anyways, I love it. It's pretty cool. So I'm just gonna try to find one right now and then listen to it while I fix up my hair a little bit and clean up the kitchen and, you know, that kind of dealio. I usually wake up at like 7 a.m. I love reading for like the first hour and like while I'm making breakfast and stuff. And then I'll walk my dog at like 8, and then 8:30 I'll like get ready and listen to an audiobook or something like that. So that's typically what I do in a day. Ooh, okay. So the soulmate equation I could borrow. I'm intrigued, but I've never listened to a romance on audiobook. I feel like it might be a bit odd because, you know, the funky scenes might be a bit weird to listen to versus reading. I think it'll throw me in a bit of a loop, but I'm gonna try it. Okay, this is 10 hours and 26 minutes. It's by Christina Lauren, and let's give it a go. It's just downloading now, and then I'll click play, do my hair, and continue the morning routine. I hope the narration is not annoying. Oh god, it's already starting with music. We'll see how this goes. I might have to return it. Yeah, I'm just on my lunch break at work, so I'm gonna go for a quick walk and listen to my audiobook while I go for the walk and track that on my reading time. I typically do this, love to get fresh air during the day. I'm gonna walk as much as I can on my lunch breaks while I still can before the winter hits in Ontario. If you know, you know. It's now the end of the day, and you can catch me back on the couch reading my little reading light. So this is where I'll be for whatever amount of time I feel like reading tonight before bed. And that's the huge. Alright, day's done. I'm about to walk my cute little doggo. So, you know, I'm about to pop in my headphones and listen to an audiobook while I'm on my walk. So, here we go. Let me update you. Let me just find my phone, which I would need for my audiobook. Anyways, here it is. Let me update you on how many hours I've read so far. So let's see. I read this morning a bit, as you saw, but I'm at 21 hours, 16 minutes, and 5 seconds left of this 24-hour challenge, and it's only Tuesday. So I think I'm making pretty good progress, potentially. You be the judge of that, but I'm about to unpause this timer once more while I take my dog for a walk. So I don't know why I always choose this spot as my filming spot, but here I am in my kitchen. Anyways, we're all friends here, so I thought I'd let you know that I also was listening to my audiobook while I was having a shower, and it's honestly one of my favorite ways to listen to audiobooks. You know, when you have to like, I mean, girls, hear me out. You know when you have to do a hair wash day and you gotta shave, you gotta do all that stuff. Anyways, it takes too long. And I was like, you know, listening to an audiobook while you're in the shower is elite. It is elite. I highly suggest. So yeah, that's what I was doing tonight. So now I'm about this much percentage of the way through. Can this focus? So now I'm about this much read so far, or not so far. That's how much I've left. And I'm probably gonna read a bit more now too. Good morning. Listen to my audiobook while making breakfast. So here I am. Hey, my lovely friends of the internet. It is now Wednesday night after work. Woo woo! Post work. Let's go, let's go. Anyways, I'm about to walk my dog, aka why I'm in my coat. But I realized I don't think I really ever fully talked about or given an update on my book so far. So I am listening to The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. This one, can you see it? Will it focus? That book, that's what I'm listening to. And so far, I'm about like 4 hours in, and it's like a 10-hour listen of a book. So far, it is so good. I thought it would be extremely cheesy, but I kind of like it. It's a little bit like dystopian on like how we can find our soulmates with this like DNA testing to find your actual soulmate. And you know, it is predictable who you think the main character will match with. Does happen. But I don't know, it's kind of fun so far, kind of cheeky, and I don't mind the main character, so I'm really enjoying it. And I said at the beginning of this, but sometimes audiobooks really bother me, but this audiobook is really good. I feel like the narration is not annoying. Like, I'm not listening to the guy's voice and cringing when the female's doing it, and I'm not like cringing over how slow the reading is. Anyways, I think it's pretty good so far, and I'm expecting it to maybe be a high rating, but we will see, because obviously the juice has not even happened yet. And then the other book that I'm reading right now is The Ninth House, and I'm about this way through. I'm on page like 190 now. It is a slower read for me, honestly. It's a suspenseful, supernatural type of book, and essentially it's following this girl who can like see ghosts, and she's at Yale, and there's like a secret society of people who can see, or they can't all see ghosts. She's abnormal and she's the one that can see ghosts, but everyone else, I keep saying ghosts, I mean dead people, which essentially are ghosts, but I know they don't refer to them as ghosts in this book. They refer to them as grays, so I feel like I shouldn't be referring to them as ghosts. I mean just dead people, or aka grays, so don't hate on me for keep calling them ghosts. Anyways, she can see grays, which are just dead people, and the rest of the people can't, but they're part of this natural group that like know there are a lot of dead people on the campus. Anyways, it's interesting. It's very slow, but obviously a lot of fantasies are pretty slow at the beginning. I'm expecting this to probably pick up like halfway through. I found her like backstory of the main character, of like how she came to see grays, or her story of seeing grays before she really realized that they were dead people is very fascinating, but the like present day story of a girl who's dead and she's trying to discover like why I don't know, it's not like sucking me in as much. And I kind of wish the whole story was just her backstory so far, but maybe it'll pick up, like I said, halfway. But that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. I'm really drawn to this audiobook in comparison to my physical book, which is very odd. Usually I'm really drawn to my physical book over my audiobook. But anyways, it's just how it's turning out. So I'm about to walk my dog. I'm about to listen to my audiobook a little bit more. And just to give you an update, again, Wednesday night after work. And if this video is looking very repetitive, it's because my life is kind of repetitive. I do the same shit like every day. If any of my 9-to-5 gals out there know what I'm saying, you understand, like when you live a working life, like you literally start to go into a routine, and I'm not mad about it. I love it, but it's a thing. So yes, Wednesday night, I am walking my dog again. I will probably work out listening to the podcast as well after that. And then I'll probably chill and read for the rest of the night. Typical night. Anyways, I am about 18 hours, 25 minutes, and 11 seconds left of this challenge. So I've made progress. Could it be better? Potentially. But honestly, I feel like I've listened to quite a lot so far. So I'm not mad about this. I'm not good at math, so I'm not gonna let you know how many hours that is out of the 24. And I'm not gonna let you know what potentially I think I could finish this challenge at, because I also, again, don't feel like doing the math on that. But if you want to do the math, go ahead, guess when I'll be done. Guess before I even know. It'll be a fun little game. If I could guess without doing the math, I'm thinking I could probably be done by Saturday, end of Saturday, maybe? Yo pals, I am headed to Toronto for an office day, and it is Thursday, so yeah. Didn't think you were expecting this to happen in our 24-hour vlog, did you? Sorry, I was picking something out of my teeth because it's been an early morning. It's dark out, which I was not expecting at this time of day, but I guess we're already at winter apparently in Ontario. That's fun. Anyway, yeah, so I guess maybe I'll take you around in Toronto a little bit, maybe? Anyway, I was gonna listen to my audiobook on the way, but since it's so dark out, I just can't. I need some music right now, you know? I just need some like pump up, fresh, happy-go-lucky music. So I'm gonna be listening to music for a while. Then maybe I'll listen to my audiobook. And I'll probably listen to it on the way home. So yeah, anyways, that's my update. And I will see you guys when I see ya. But yes, here comes the driving. The lovely driving all the way to Toronto. Yo pals, I wanted to update you. It's been a while. Look, I showed myself reading this morning, and I didn't really update you guys yesterday night when I got back from Toronto. Why do I always have to do that? Can I just say Toronto? when I got back from Toronto, and I wanted to update you that I did finish the soulmate equation. And I honestly, it disappointed. You know, it was predictable, as all romance are, and I did love the storyline of, like, you know, this genetic bonding of two people finding your actual soulmate. It was like interesting for sure, but the characters themselves were like drab, and their, you know, issues and the conflict in this book was just like meh. Like, you knew that kind of conflict was coming. It just didn't hit. It wasn't, I couldn't relate. I don't know, all the above, but I thought it was kind of mediocre. And that's just how I feel. And also, this is my first romance that I listened to in an audiobook. I don't know if I'm gonna do it again. I don't know how you people listen to romances in an audiobook. It is so weird when you get to like the you know, scenes. It just feels odd. I don't want to be listening to it. It doesn't hit the same, especially when the person reading it is a female and she's doing the male voice. That don't hit. It feels so odd. I'm like, I can't get into this when I know you're a female making this weird voice right now. I just can't get into it. I don't know. I think audiobooks for me have to stick to being nonfiction, because I just find the voices so cringy. Anyways, that's my update there. So I'm still reading The Ninth House, and I just finished the soulmate equation, and I'm currently sitting at this many hours left, 14 hours, 25 minutes, and 34 seconds. So quite a long time. I think I gotta find another audiobook because I'm about to walk my dog, so I probably need to find another audiobook. I don't really know any non-fictions I can listen to right now. So we'll see what I land on. I'm gonna do a quick search here and just update you before I go on this walk. And then The Ninth House, I'm probably about a third of the way through. Again, it's just like such a slow read. I feel like I've been listening to my audiobook way more this week than reading. Just, I think it's like my schedule this week, you know, I'm driving to Toronto, just it's more convenient in a lot of the cases of what I'm doing this week to listen versus to actually sit down and read. Which sucks. I'm way more of a sit down read kind of gal, but this weekend I think I have a lot of time to sit down and read, which is nice. So yeah, let me cycle through my trusty audiobook finder and see what I can find. Okay, I think I found one, and I'm about to go walk my dog. So quickly gonna say this before my camera runs out of batteries, but I'm gonna listen to Manic by Terry Shanae. Who am I to say? Anyways, let's go walk my dog and listen to this audiobook and see if I continue listening to it. Usually, again, I listen to like 2 minutes and think, oh, this sucks, or the person's reading it odd, and then I'll turn it off. So we'll see if I actually stick with this guy. But here I am, gonna put my headphones on and start the timer to continue this 24-hour challenge. And did I say it was Thursday night earlier? It is Friday night. That doesn't tell you how my week went. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, catch you guys later. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Just came back from my walk with my dog, and that book that I was trying, Manic, was extremely sad. So I will not be torturing myself with that right now, especially on a Friday night. So I'm gonna take a pause on reading because that just really stunted me a little bit. It was very aggressive right from the beginning. So I'm gonna take a pause on reading a little bit right now. Maybe circle back to a romance, actually. But for now, I'm actually gonna listen to a podcast. I just, you know, it's Friday night. Let me just freaking chill for a bit. So that's what I'm about to do. And reading is chill for me, don't get me wrong, but that book was not an enjoyable walk. So let me find something more enjoyable and decompress for a little bit. It's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad, but it just not for me. Nope, not a go, not a go. So I just wanted to give you that update. Hello, happy Saturday morning. I think I found an audiobook that I could get behind listening to. It's Michael J. Fox, No Time Like the Future. So I'm currently listening to this while I clean. So I'm cleaning my bathroom, cleaning my bedroom sheets. Gonna clean up this area a little bit. I've put on my diffuser. Highly recommend a good diffuser. I have one from Sage. I love it. Anyways, I'm on a tangent here. I'm cleaning, I'm listening to a podcast, and that is my Saturday morning so far. And you get my groggy voice because the weekend is when the groggy voice comes out. Walk with the Richie Boo. Time for a walk, oh God. And yes, I'm listening to my audiobook while we go for this walk. Are you liking? Why are you so sad? Why are you so sad today? Interesting. Good morning, pals. Excuse me, I'm quite tired today. I was at my friend's wedding last night and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I wanted to update you. I actually got a lot of reading done yesterday. Like so much. Just while I was like cleaning, I had my audiobook on for so long. And then I was reading my book for a little bit more. So yeah, did a lot of reading. So I actually only have, I think, about 3.5 hours left of this challenge, which is so doable because it is Sunday. And I'm gonna go on a long walk with my dog. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna watch a football game. All things that I could easily, one, listen to an audiobook, or two, read my book. Nothing is more relaxing to me than reading a book while watching football. I just love it. It's the perfect Sunday mix, especially in the winter and fall. I don't know, sometimes I feel like in the winter and fall, you get more into that like your routine, you know? Just because it's darker and it makes you feel like we're tired and blah, blah, blah. And football just gives me a little bit of life right before your work week starts. So yes, gonna read and watch football and I will update you guys, but I think I'm nearing the end of this challenge. And honestly, I feel like this is taking me longer than I thought it would. Like, I haven't been trying to finish this challenge fast. Like, I've just been being very honest and like reading when I want to read and listening to my audiobook when I want to listen to my audiobook. Like, I'm not like purposely trying to like, let's see how fast I can do this 24-hour challenge. Like, I'm being very purposeful and like doing it when I typically would in a week. I don't know why. I just thought that like I would typically read 24 hours with, I don't know, but I just have no concept of time, clearly, because clearly it's not really doable for me to have 24 hours of reading done in like 3 days when I also have other obligations and things to do. But I think this really put into perspective to me that, wow, the YouTubers that do a 24-hour challenge and literally do it within 24 hours or 48 hours, like, holy, I don't know how you do that. I mean, obviously you don't also have a job and things like that, so, but still, sitting down and being that strict and reading, I don't know how you don't end up in a slump like immediately after. I would be in a complete reading slump immediately after, but maybe that's just me. It all depends on the book you're reading, etc., etc. I know, but that's a commitment. It's a for sure commitment. So yeah, I'm just making breakfast and then I'm gonna go and walk my dog, listen to my audiobook, and go from there. But wanted to update you that yes, I'm about 3.5 hours through and almost done this challenge. 3.5 hours left. It's crazy. It is crazy. I can't believe I've gotten here can't believe I made it through, but yes, we're almost there. So I finished this 24-hour challenge. I finished it last night, and I'm sorry I did not film, you know, that fun, like, look at the countdown on my phone, I'm almost done, and then the satisfaction of me finishing and you guys getting to see it with me. Sorry I didn't film that. Basically, I read while I was watching the football game, and it was Kansas City versus Tampa Bay, and I was just like so into it and so into my book that I just couldn't remember to film. And then I just was like so into reading that I didn't even realize that the timer had gone off. And then I fell asleep on the couch before I then went to bed. So needless to say, I had a great Sunday of reading, and I had a great 24 hours. So that ended up being basically an entire week. So I guess it takes an entire week for me to read 24 hours as a normal, typical human that works a 9-to-5 job. So I hope you can relate to this. I feel like not all of us are so privileged to be a full-time influencer. And not privileged. I love what I do, so I don't mean that in the sense that, like, I just mean the freedom to read and do whatever you want when you want. So I hope I give you more of a realistic view and maybe inspire you to read or add reading in ways that you haven't already. Maybe that means you start an audiobook while you're walking your dog. Maybe that means you listen to an audiobook while you're cleaning or showering. Maybe it means you space out some time in your morning to read, because honestly, I highly recommend start your day by doing something for you versus right away for someone else. Highly, highly recommend. It will be such a game changer for you. But anyways, I really hope that I gave you some inspiration on areas to add in reading to your life. Now let's recap what I did read during these 24 hours. First off, I finished The Soulmate Equation. That was the first audiobook I listened to. I liked it. I gave it a 3 stars, so it's kind of average for me. I liked the plot. It wasn't anything spectacular. Or next book I finished on audio was the Michael J. Fox memoir. Was very good. It was very interesting to hear about his life, his retirement, and then coming out of retirement, and how his whole life kind of shifted once he, you know, found acting back again, and how his life affected his family and all this stuff. I don't know. It was a really good memoir. Not my, like, highly recommended memoir. Like, I wouldn't really recommend it to a lot of people. It was like meh. But it was a nice, like, audiobook to listen to. And then lastly, I am halfway through The Ninth House. Honestly, I think I have to put this down for a little bit. It's kind of drab to me, and I'm just not connecting with it so much. It's just slow. It's like, okay. I feel like I haven't really gotten into any juice. Like, the juice is not really entertaining. I want to finish it because I think it's one of those books that, like, as you're reading, you don't really care about, but afterwards you're like, okay, the topic of this was actually quite good though. So, you know, I felt a reading slump start to appear from this guy. So I was like, let me get my Kindle out, let me start a good Colleen Hoover, something like easy, fast, page turner, where you know it's just the classic trope of, they're not telling me all of their secrets. Like, let me find out what the secret is this guy is hiding from me. That's like classic what Colleen Hoover does. Anyways, so I started that last night, and that's kind of what I was reading while I was watching the football game. So to finish this off, I finished The Soulmate Equation. I finished the Michael J. Fox memoir. I got a little bit through Confessed by Colleen Hoover, and halfway through The Ninth House by Leah Bardugo, and it was a great week. it was honestly a great week. I had a lot of fun. This is gonna be so hard to edit. I'm excited for the challenge. And anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and thumbs up button, and I will see you guys in the next video.